By the way, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 120mm mortars. That's a hell of a lot of firepower. But again, so too does the Axis have a lot of artillery. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and today I'm casting a 3v3 on a map I've not actually covered in a while. That being Ettelbruck Station. We got Foss Hill, Ass Kicker, and Mr. Koum back. Alright, I'll say Mr. Versing Raketmon, Ronnie Killer, and Goldie. So 2 Soviet and a Brit versing 2 Austere and an OKW. If you guys have a replay with some weird names that sound like a cheese, please send it to me, including any cheesy tactics you might have. I think of raclette, by the way, in case you're wondering what cheese I'm referring to. But anyway, the goal is I cover your games via my Gmar Discord down below. Make sure that you submit them in. And hey, if you want to support the channel, please hit that like button or subscribe on YouTube. And if you're watching on Twitch, hit the follow button. It really helps out because, again, it shows that people are interested in my content and my channel. So either way, thank you very much. On this map, it is a close quarters urban environment with lots of artillery. So by the way, chat, yes, I know who this is. But I'll save that toward the end. Anyway, right now we got ourselves Pioneers pushing back the infantry section. Let's see right now. We got ourselves Goldie with conscripts in the south. He's gone shock rifle, so way to burn out the enemy with heavy armor. Ronnie's gone advance and placement, so he can build a lot of defenses here if he wants to hold this position. But it looks like he actually pushed a bit further. Good choke point right here and here to hold back the enemy if need be. Although we could also come this way. It looks like that was blocked. Sure, why not? We're just make it harder to advance upon the enemy. Anyway, we also got additional barbed wire going down. Pioneers, again, I love how he's just blocking this area. Like, nope, 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 not going near it, not touching it. So, Pioneers, though, taking some hits from the Penals that were deployed by Raketmon. Let's see right now. Conscripts fighting in the south. Volksquad Sturm, though, will probably turn them away as long as he can move to cover, but Sturms are not. Whatever the case may be, they're still putting enough damage to push back the conscripts. Mr. has picked Elite Armored, so actually a pretty solid choice against Sturm Tiger. Very effective against the groups here in close combat. And can take enough hits from the front that's very hard to deal with. MG taking a satchel like a champ. And Ass Kicker will not go down without further kicks to his ass. Now, Penals will at least keep putting pressure and maybe get another model, but I don't think he's going to get a wipe. AFG section, again, putting pressure, but I don't think that will be the case. Playtime, which if you're watching on Twitch, you can see. On YouTube, it will be this, and we can see here that overall playtime is slight edge to the enemy. Though really it's going to come down to, I think, teamwork. I think it's going to come to, especially in this map, in terms of dealing with the enemy and counteracting any sort of major play. Usually it's artillery on this map that you really have to worry about. But with a precision barrage on one side, and we can already see Foss Hill going with the LFH, there's a good counter for the Allies against the Axis. Whereas the Axis have good counter against like Allied blobs or groups inside this close combat quarter. But the Allies have an IS-2 as well, so they have at least something, maybe not as powerful initially, but over time can be just as detrimental. MG pushing back the blob here of 3 men. It's being boosted by, sustained fire. So, okay, make sure that it can fire more salvos and hopefully put down the enemy. Kirby, I see you. Do not go for the power. Do not knock out power from my stuff, I'm saying. Anyway, Penal's putting pressure on the Grenadiers, which was trying to go for the fuel. Pioneers are in the building, trying to put on that pressure. But anyway, we have possibly a little bit of a situation right now for those Grenadiers. A little bit, pushed a little too much and will be driven back. Pioneers, these guys are going to die. Why are they still in the building? I don't understand. They're not doing anything. And you're going to retreat it this way, and they're going to die. Your base is here. The quickest way through is through mid. So they'll retreat this way, and it's still not going to end well. So, yeah, not the greatest job. Now, this area is still blocked. MG's covering the whole area. So, once again, if the Germans push through, going to be a bad day. Gelvi, I'm not going to join the Hoi 4 game today, sorry to say. Currently have a escape room to go to, so I'll be doing that a little bit later in the afternoon. Penal squads are pushing on in with conscripts as well as a flamethrower unit, but with an MG right, actually 2 MGs close proximity, although one facing back, which I find very weird, and triple mortars, by the way. Goddamn, command post will help heal the mortars, just constantly bring down fire on the enemy. So this mortar pit might be in a bit of a pickle. Now, again, eventually, once he gets command point 3, you'll be able to give it some additional defensive bonuses, but I don't think it's going to last that long with the amount of fire coming down. Let's see. Managed to possibly heal the bunker, though I will say that I'm assuming the mortar was focusing on this, so that way they can focus on the mortars. Right now, this is a bigger target. Double mortar on top of each other, so juicy. So absolutely juicy to hit. So, anyway, but yeah, the mortar teams will push back that mortar pit and kill it. Right now we have Goldie in the south trying to advance. He is deploying shock troops. But right now the biggest issue I find is, for both sides, is whoever gets AT. Because right now, neither side has like a great AT unit. The conscripts, sure, AT grenades. Let's see, Ronnie, no AT. Raketmon has penals, but no rifles. Meanwhile, the Germans have grenadiers, again with a Faust. Fossil has no grenadiers. He's going absolutely pure support spam. And Mr. has no AT. So again, whoever gets a very effective vehicle out first, I think is really going to put pressure. And remember, both sides generally doing well with resources, but I will say the Allies have a small lead, right? Specifically because of this capture point that the Axis need back. But they've decided to just cordon off the area, so the Allies will at least get additional resources for the time being. Good British artillery coming on in, knocks out one of the mortars, keeping the mortar pit, well, that one's dead, but this one, the new one, alive for a little bit more time. Hey, Winks, I want to let you know, I have managed to escape multiple escape rooms with as much as 3 minutes remaining, right? I got my picture on the wall from it, so I'm very excited to go again. I feel like I do pretty well, for the most part. Anyway, looks like Goldie's on the back foot. Volk Squad's grabbing additional territory. I'm actually surprised Ass Kicker doesn't move on in. Yeah. Because again, with his Grenadiers and his MG, he can lock down and section off a good chunk of his territory and keep putting pressure all the way to the fuel, which would be very detrimental. Now, we know that the enemy has shock troops, but again, a slow advance could be extremely effective. Greyshot's proudest moment. No, it's not on my list of proud moments. I will say the picture from me completing an escape room is up on my wall with my group of friends who I did it with. That was fun. But it's just, I would say if you've never been to an escape room, it's a fun time with friends. Volk Squad's open fire from the building. Shock troops throw a grenade. Can he get out? No, he loses 3 models. Though he will be suppressed by this MG-34. Engineer and Penal advance again. Double 120 artillery. So again, battle of the mortars right now with stronger mortars on the Allied side, but more numerous mortars of a lower, you know, firepower or low explosive yield on the German side. MG section, they'll come around the flank, which again, the Germans need to focus on with British artillery as well, making Fossil's entire area of advance pretty much a choke point, though great hit with, I'm assuming, a support gun, hits the British infantry, sending it packing. Yeah, shock troops now advance. Goldie taking full advantage of this opening. There's an MG going now, but I don't think it will go down fast enough. Shock troops will advance, killing a Pioneer squad while they... Oh, wait, no, he's reinforcing it. It's a whole cluster right now. There goes a bundle. Shock troops very low. Goldie could lose the unit if he focuses on it. Alas, the enemy doesn't seem likely to. And yeah, he'll escape. Although this infantry section could also die. Does indeed die, which is a loss for Ronnie, bringing him down to 2 infantry section. So while that attack was super detrimental to the enemy, he can reinforce a lot of those mortars. Although he did, looks like he... Oh, no, he can get this one back. However, you can't exactly, you know, pick back up an infantry section. So right now, I suspect that the Allies will be on the back foot for a bit of time. Raketmon currently has defensive tactics they can deploy, which is great, if the enemy has armor, right? So the biggest thing here is AT Overwatch, which so far it's not going to be very helpful. What is helpful right now is those 120s, which at least, by the way, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 120mm mortars. That's a hell of a lot of firepower. But again, so too does the Axis have a lot of artillery. They have 2 support guns, 2 mortars right now. Third one he could recruit. And what does Ass Kicker have? Oh, he has also 2 mortars. So we have so many mortars currently pounding the allies. And unfortunately, they have a Brit who does no mortar support because both mortar pits died. And we have Goldie who has no mortars as well. Meaning, the only mortar support they currently have, right, is currently Raketmon. So, yeah, I find this absolutely fascinating how they're going to counteract all that. Because right now, it's really going to be trying to advance and kill them themselves with infantry. But right now, Mr. and Ass Kicker are advancing deep into allied lines to where they're pretty close to their base. To the point where I would be shocked if we don't see rifle grenades currently kill this MG. Absolutely shocked. Oh, it's so low. Do you have another one? Why did you fire? The second rifle grenade would have killed that. Shocked he didn't go for a second one right there. But anyway, at least he forced it back. They take over key positions. We see here even the, Panzer Grenadier Squad is taking over the other VP, putting additional pressure on the allies. Now, counterattack is ensuing. We got Raketmon coming in with penals and a flamethrower. Although, resource-wise, they're not doing the greatest. And okay, real quick. Who is closest to armor, right? Also, support guns are firing on the advancing Soviets, so that's also not good. So let's check right now. So we got Ass Kicker. He has gotten Battle Phase 2, and he's getting a Pioneer to get that upgrade because his Pioneer squad died earlier. Fossil does have Battle Phase 2, just no building. 30 fuel per turn. Support guns push back the penals, advance further into the city. Mr. has gotten a Panzer Headquarters, fully upgraded, though not enough for anything right now. Probably in a minute or two, will absolutely have enough for armor, so that's bad. Ronnie has the building, and he slowly, maybe eventually can get armor. Okay, good shot right there, killing a unit. But unfortunately, he's still way off from getting any armor due to 13 fuel per turn, unless they get this fuel point back. But right now, Goldie, who, by the way, does have a Tier 3, not Tier 4 building. Oh, hell of a rifle grenade on that one. Goldie taking heavy losses from that approach. Also, but Shock Troops hitting the mortar, which is a good kill if they can kill both mortars. Or even one, for that matter. Nope, MG suppresses, mortars escape. Goddamn. Oh, a grenade is thrown, but MG still fires. Second one could kill it. Oh, 120 coming in clutch. Nice job by Raketmon. Thank you, not a clan tag for the follow. Anyway, nice job by Shock Troops advancing on Ass Kicker. Doing a fairly good job, and there he goes. Good wipe. All right. Ass Kicker taking a lot of casualties. However, it should be noted, 1,000 manpower. Oh, God. But, yeah, don't lose to double Grenadier. But, yeah, no, Goldie's counterattack was successful at dislodging Ass Kicker and causing heavy casualties. Though Ass Kicker, again, I find it weird. He has 1,100 manpower not using it. Riker, yes. Okay, for reference, I'll reveal it right now. Raketmon is Skippy. Raketmon is Skippy FX. So I know. So, yes. Jack keeps bringing it up. Why aren't you mentioning it? Yes. I know Raketmon is Skippy. Because Ronnie's here and Goldie's here, which gives a big, like, it's like, who's that player? Yeah, it gives a good silhouette of who that is. Anyway, Allied counterattack is being successful, pushing back the Volk squads and hopefully taking the territory with MG support. Again, we don't have armor because the Allies just don't have the resources right now. But the Axis, do they have armor? And Ostwind is on the field and can easily break through the barbed wire. Now, does any player on the Axis have AT? No. No one has AT. This Ostwind is, well, except for maybe AT grenade. But there is nothing stopping this Ostwind from murdering all of the Axis. Or all allies. Support guns continue to harass the allies to the best of its ability. MG's getting back in the building. Panzer headquarters is very far up for this map, but hell, I guess the Alexes think, oh, we got this in the bag. We have so much artillery, the enemy can't do anything. Again, I state this as Ass Kicker lost a good chunk of his forces, but now has a third mortar and has replenished all of his grenadiers and is getting a Panzer IV. And still not completely out of resources, so not out of the woods yet. High explosive rounds are coming on in thanks to the 120's delayed fuse ability, and they are focusing on the Panzer headquarters, which would be a big win if they can kill that, right? However, if the Axis can focus all of their mortar fire, which they still have some mortars, though some very weak, on said 120's, they could counter. But again, it would take a combined effort, and they don't have that much time before this building dies. Which, yeah, it's about to. Panzer IV does deploy in time, though. So at least that's a positive. And it seems like the Allies are gaining more momentum. The Germans have not used their armor. Although, to be fair, if I would... wait, no, don't get this machine gun. Get the Panzer Commander so you can call an artillery and neutralize the 120's. Also, good job building a forward base here to reinforce. Though, I think British artillery is about to come in on that position. So, British forces are retreating. At least they have an AT gun. Although German forces are advancing and although reinforcing off the front. Panzer headquarters dies because, again, you should not place it. As much as you're winning, you shouldn't place it that close to the front. Again, there is no AT to speak of. Oh, wait. He's getting PTRS rifles. It'll take like 30 seconds for it to deploy, but still, it's something. Panzer IV can wipe the penals in the meantime. There's a tier 3 building that is... Wait. There's a tier 3 building that is not yet done. That is quite funny. Well, the engineer squad will at least get sent back to base to hopefully fix that mistake. Ronnie is fighting desperately on this front, but again, the Ostwind is my biggest concern. Because if he parks himself right here, he could just melt the infantry section. In mid, Panzer IV on the far side. Where's that Panzer? I thought that was Panzer IV. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, Panzer IV with a spotting scope, so he can see farther. So in case they bring an AT, he should be fine. Penal squad that was going with the PTRS rifles apparently died. And Panzer IV now going for the 120's as retribution for the base dying. Again, they're trying their best to neutralize the enemy, but having a real rough time with lack of AT, so allies need to come up with something. Now, Raketman has plenty of fuel, so he can build the base, and most likely, Skippy can get armor. But with his doctrine, he would get an Su-85 or T-34, probably a Su-80... Sorry, I'm sorry, I said that way wrong. A T-34 and Su-85, he needs probably an Su-85. Because he needs a hard counter to this. His infantry and 120's are doing enough against infantry. He needs a... He needs something more efficient. Fossil has run operations, which is... I'm sorry, Ass Kicker has German mechanized. Again, very good for a lot of good abilities. I agree, chat. Fossil, I'm actually surprised, has not deployed artillery. Sorry, that's what I was going to mention. Surprised he has not tried to build up artillery to start pounding the base or this forward position. But looks like he did kill it anyway with the mortar team, so that's good. Infantry section are desperately fighting for that position as the allies quickly lose more and more VPs. Ostwind's cleaning up that position. Again, they can just push themselves onto the point. Nice shot with the 120, killing the Fed 3 mortar. And just hammer the infantry section. The one counter for Fossil is his lack of frontline infantry. Cromwell's on the field. Can't talk. And again, counter for Fossil is his lack of AT, though a PaK-43 would be perfect right there to fire through the buildings and neutralize this unit. Again, double Ostwind, not bad in theory. In practice, pretty bad when you lack something to fight the Cromwell. Panzer IV would have been way better. Speaking of armor, KV-8's on the field, and with the Panzer IV, by the way, emergency repairs, with the KV-8 pushing on in, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to fight because it doesn't have the caliber of a gun to penetrate that thing. I mean, another Panzer IV could help, but the infantry that could faust the Panzer IV, not Panzer IV, the KV-8 is currently all being suppressed. Petros rifles are coming on in with an Su-85, so at least the allies are deploying armor for counters for everything that's been deployed. Again, I do not understand the double Ostwind. 1 is fine, 2 is overkill. Maybe on a wide open map I could see it, but close quarters you need something to hold back this. So nice counterattack across the board. Again, 45mm gun may not be able to do all that much against a Panzer IV, but Panzer IV can't do much against a KV-8 as well, so it's kind of a mixed bag. Su-85 comes on in, can pen that Panzer, and will force it back into the smoke, which, okay. As a reminder, he does have heat rounds, so very quickly that fight could turn, so he needs to be careful, but luckily a satchel, and oh my god, please kill it with the 45, that would be hilarious, come on. Damn it, he missed. Petros rifles or Su-85 will get the kill then. Yep. Su-85 gets that pen. Oh, Panzer IV gets one last shot on the Su-85 before dying. Double Panzer IV, though, hitting the KV-8, preventing an escape for temporarily at least. Although we have something coming down that's fire on the Stern Pioneer, sending him packing. Middle is decapped, and the left-hand side is full. Oh. Yeah, Fossil, you should have had that out, like, I don't know, 5 minutes ago, but at least you got it now. And as long as you have sight on that Cromwell, it'll work. If you don't have sight, it's a big cannon doing nothing. Panzer IV's injured, pull back from the Su-85, who's trying to get one last snipe in. Not Grenadiers, why are you building a bunker? Why are you building a bunker with your limited manpower? And also, why are you building a bunker when you have limited health? He's like, okay, maybe I should retreat. Nope, he continues to build. Right, okay. Mortar is probably going to murder this man. Oh, he's so lucky he's hitting the mortar over here. Support guns pull back. CoH2 is on the field, and so far rockets have been decently effective with artillery coming in from Ronnie. Or is it actual artillery? No, it's British artillery. Again, taking the position, placing mines. Pack 43 is set up, but Cromwell is just out of range. MG guarding the side. Again, Fossil needing a bit more frontline forces. Engineer trying to take the position. Again, technically, Axis have advantage in VPs, but army-wise, yeah, they're at like low 50s, barely. Allies are easily in the, again, I would say low 70s. So it's a very stark contrast. However, Pack 43 fires, does hit the Cromwell through the debris, forcing it back, and Ostwind's push back the infantry. So, not bad, just need to keep this alive, which Ronnie has a good counter for. And also CoH2 is a good counter for this. But, building his place so they can reinforce, and again, not a bad position for the building to be in either, so we'll see. Again, at very least, Mr. does have the infantry to advance with. He lost his Panzer IV, but at the very least, his infantry is taking mid, and again, hopefully that can put pressure on the allies for them to seal it. But with shock troops by Goldie currently murdering both an MG and a mortar, I don't see a VP turnaround coming anytime soon. Although, ass kickers, Panzer IVs are advancing. As a quick reminder, we have a KV-8 and an Su-85 with 3 120s backing them up, so I don't see a major Axis comeback imminent. Oh, AT gun as well, so Goldie got AT. Nice. At least the middle will stop a bleed that heavily in mid. So infantry section pull back, but again, we do not have infantry for Fossil to advance with, though he has plenty of manpower to get at least 2 Panzer Grenadiers or what have you. Artillery field officer, anything. It also is interesting the Axis continue to rely on mortars and support guns rather than upgrading the Panzer Werfers and Stukas. So just something to keep in mind. Although I think I know why Mr. is not getting this, but as a quick reminder, chat, you need this building, and because he had to rebuild the building and put 120 fuel into it, he couldn't build his Sturm Tiger when he probably wanted to. So the Sturm Tiger would have been effective if it would have came out, I don't know, a few minutes ago, but because the building died, he had to rebuild everything, and that heavily delayed it, which is allowing the allies to run absolutely rampant. Also, what is this? Double Faust is okay, but you're currently being run over by Ronnie, and you're gonna die. Oh, please hit the mine. That would be hilarious. But no, flames are gonna burn him on the way out. killing a squad. One man lived, barely. And looks like hold on, Pack 43 is in the wrong position. Great shot with the S-25 through the VP position. Again, gives you a very small corridor in which to look through. But he managed to aim right through and get a perfect shot. Pack 43 is getting healed. Could have hit that S-25 if it was in range. Last was not. Katusha gonna hit this position. Probably hurt the Pioneers. Oh no, it's hitting the MG2. Getting everybody. Our British artillery is being called in thanks to this. Building is gone. Pack 43 is decrewed, maybe allowing the armor to advance. Although there's still some AT. There's no real fast-moving armor to counter. KV-8's on standby. At least the Axis have the VPs, but they do not have the men to hold. Again, they are severely down in the upper 40s, while the Allies are having plenty of resources at their disposal and increasing in army value, not really decreasing. Recon's flying overhead. Again, Fossil has plenty of resources to use, so at least he can see his upcoming death. Well, Light Gaming Bomb hurts the Pack 43, but does not kill it. 120s are focusing on it, though, thanks to Skippy's 120 mortars. Focusing on everything they have on that, which is good. It's a target in which it's kind of, the best way to describe it, at least military-wise, would be like the Battle of Guadalcanal. Go with me here for a second. You had a very vital position the Japanese kept throwing men into, but they did not have the stable supply routes or the naval supremacy, although for a good chunk of they did, to keep the supplies coming in, right? Or the air supremacy. So because that, the Allies were able to keep focusing on them, and the attrition was so great they had to eventually pull back, right? So the Germans lost so much, aka Fossil, just trying to get that up, that now his Oswins are injured, his Pioneers are the only infantry left, he has nothing else on this front. It was a battle he could not afford a battle of attrition with, and it cost him greatly. Major Panzer Thrust, which is very weird on this map to do. And also, I'm surprised. Oh, he doesn't have the resources. AT gun goes down. Panzer IV does live, which is a little shocking in my opinion. S-285, though, trying to get some kills. It's like, great, you killed an AT gun. What about the S-285? What about the S-285? Anyway, I'm assuming we're about to see. We do not see. I'm actually a little shocked. We do not see a Sturm Tiger. We see a Jagdpanzer. Interesting. It's about to be flanked, but it's interesting. Cromwell coming in from behind, knocking out this AT gun. AT forces are being healed, and probably should maneuver themselves over. Or maybe he should retreat, but 120 puts an end to that. IS-2 is now on the field, so... Okay, Jagdpanzer doesn't look so bad now, but yeah. It's about to be flanked, hit with Petros rifles, and possibly satchel. So, wonderful job. Good kill by the Cromwell Petros rifles and also S-285. Again, you have Shrek teams, but hard to fire when you're being crushed via tank. And right now, it's just a very good dominant. Oh, God. How many men has this guy run over? So many. Shrek's fire with a Faust, but again, Cromwell could possibly kill this Volk squad. Does, putting Mr. in a very bad position. Oswin charging an IS-2. I have no idea why. Makes no sense. But, yeah, no. Panzer IV is trying to counterattack. Again, very bad idea. Really horrible idea. IS-2 can easily hold that off and shrug off the fire. Again, if they encircled it, that's one thing. But charging headlong is not the best idea, especially with AT support. I mean, a lot of AT support, double S-285s. Again, and in a tight corridor, it's very hard to encircle. Most of Ass Kicker's forces are being pushed back. No longer kicking ass, from my expert opinion. Pack 43 being made, not a bad idea, but again, not the greatest when the enemy has so much artillery. And I'm just talking about the mortars with, like, God, like 70 kills. Cromwell currently fighting the Oswin. That's going to go one side real quick. Also, Pack 43 found out by the IS-2 pretty quickly. So it's about to be, yeah, here comes the artillery. So it's going to be finished and immediately destroyed. Fire comes down on it. Infantry section murdered as well. This is utter destruction for the enemy. They had a repair bunker to heal up their armor, but like Fossil has essentially no men. The Panzers are coming on. He has 4 Panzer IVs. Buddy, you have the wrong strat for this map. Guys, I'm going to get so many Panzer IVs, it's going to win me the game. Buddy, you have to go head on with this armor. You're not going to win. I can't wait. This is going to be fun, but you're not. Mr. has left. He had no armor and infantry left. Here come the Panzers charging headlong into an IS-2 and KV-8. Again, they do not... okay, wait, hold on. IS-2 could be encircled here. Oh, wait! But AT Overwatch? Oh, wow. Panzer IVs are in a rough state for this battle. Oh, no. There goes 1. There goes 2. There goes 3. And there goes 4. Actually, they could recruit this one. So, and the IS-2 lives. Just pulled back and he's totally fine. Holy mackerel. Whoa, okay. Buddy, did you just... I'm sorry, look, I'm maybe not the smartest man, but what you did probably would be more inclined with the word you used. I'm just saying, what you just did, without support of any type is more in line with that word. So, yeah. I don't know, ass kicker. I don't know about that one. I will say I'm going to enjoy Goldie burning your men alive. That's what I will say as well. I will also say, chat, that was a big oof. Again, charged in with weaker units against stronger units. When you know the enemy has AT Overwatch, or at least you should have a good inclination based on the amount of 120s and other things that have been deployed so far. So, I don't know. Maybe should have dealt with that, or maybe should have thought about it, but yeah, no, solid game. Solid game. Oh, and he left. Demon Surrender, he just left. Alright, so, what can we take away from this match, chat? One, don't be a moron. A couple other things I should probably point on out. First off, Panzer IVs are great, but they would have been better if you... Again, in that map, you're fighting basically on the front. So if you're going to, like, maneuver, like, on the other side with an Ostwind, good to have a Panzer IV, because then you can fight the Cromwell. But in this situation, or maybe even the Stug to hold the lanes, but in this environment, you're essentially fighting straight at the enemy. So anything with better front armor is typically going to win. So yeah, I think that was a bad strategy to go mass panzers on that map. Yeah, top damage goes to Mr. With also kills. On the allied side, it goes to Skippy FX, aka Raketmon, with top damage and top kills. Quickly going over the MVPs. Yeah, Flak Panzers are deployed in mass, but they got an okay amount of kills. Ass Kicker, again, you had how many Panzer IVs? And you only got 9 kills? You kind of suck. You're not really kicking ass. You're kicking your own ass, I'm just saying. Because that's pretty bad. Also, Jesus, the amount of times that mortar team died. Actually, a lot of men died in mass via Ass Kicker. And that's his own men. Volk Squads did better, I would say. Support guns I thought were decently good at fighting off enemy. Alright, Raketmon. I'm actually shocked that we're not seeing the mortar. I think those mortars easily got like 80 kills or something ridiculous. They got so much. Like, they got at least, let's see here. They got 7,600 damage, I would say, right? So they did more damage than the penals. Okay, so they were close, but they didn't beat out the Su-85 in damage. But still, like, to do that much damage on infantry, that's a pretty damn good amount of kills. So very good job by... I would say the worst thing the Allies did was the lack of AT in the first 10 minutes. But the Allies... Sorry, for the Allies. And same thing with the Axis in part. But the Axis also didn't really use their armor, like, as effectively as maybe they could have. They did push the Allies back, but that was more from the infantry pushes on the other side of the map, not necessarily from the Ostwind, so... Anyway, Ronnie Cromwell was fantastic. Lots of good crushing. 38 kills. Never lost it. So great job there. And Goldie, his IS-2 came in clutch. Loved the final battle at the end with him holding firm in the corner, using his armor to take the blows and dishing out damage with his allies coming in to support. Flamethrower tank also did pretty good with shock troops as well, coming in clutch. But yeah, solid game. Kind of shows good strategy, good use. Instead of quantity of mortars, it is quality of your ability, and that really pays off. So we saw here the 120s were easily able to fight. Oh god, was it 7? So it was literally 2 to 1 in terms of artillery with support guns and mortars. But the Axis were at disadvantage, even with reinforcing, right? Because they did have the reinforcement advantage, but that did not help them win the game. And then as well, picking armor, I think the Axis had worse armor picks than the Allies, and the Allied armor picks were very good and helped them turn the tide. So more substantially. So what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below if I end up using this on YouTube. This has been Greyshot17. Once again, thank you to, real quick, Ronnie for submitting this game. So thank you very much. Although this is Skippy's team, but thank you, Ronnie. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and before y'all go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, BigChuche, Aphyria, Ace, PyroShark, Tony B95, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support and helping me grow my channel and support my channel and everything I do. Thank you, and to the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.